There are more than 400,000 NCAA student athletes. NCAA on campus is their story.
On this edition of NCAA on Campus, we visit with the man who just had his name inscribed into the NCAA record book. The name, Joe Roberts. The record, all-time winningest baseball coach in Division II history. 1,309 is the number that pushed Coach Roberts over the top, and all of them have come in 34 years at Armstrong Atlantic State University in Savannah, Georgia. Not bad for a guy who says he had to learn on the job.
Wish I could have been a better coach or a better person for my early teams, but you know, I was what I was, and I learned as quick as I could, but you know, I wasn't ready. I had never really been on or played on a quality baseball team my entire life when I started at Armstrong. I guess I liked the games better because it was easier for me to manage a game than it was to run a practice because I didn't know what I was doing. I had to start from scratch. I read books, I went to national convention, there's these great clinicians, but I knew so little that I had to write everything down. Eventually you pick up from watching the clinics, the games.
Coach Roberts was a kid from Indiana who played 4 sports at St. Andrews College in North Carolina. His best sport was basketball, but he jumped at the opportunity to be a head coach in baseball. And Joe Roberts developed his own coaching philosophy.
I would tell anybody starting out that the scoreboard's not the Bible, that basically, you know, integrity's more important and people skills are more important and being honest is more important, and that your tongue's liable to get you in the most trouble of anything. You know, that silence is often the best alternative. You try and coach games and teams trying to figure out how best that you can succeed with it. There's no certain one way that I am set in that we have to do this or we have to do that or only take this size guy or that speed pitcher. It's a ever-changing landscape. I'm partial to the we people. My biggest problem in coaching is me people, entitlement. Be accountable, hold your head up. Don't worry about things you can't change. That's over. Do the best we can tomorrow.
Coach Roberts' style is, he wants guys that play hard, whether you're behind or ahead. When you show up, he wants everything you got for that day.
Coach Roberts definitely doesn't scream or cuss or yell or any of that stuff. He's, you know, if he has something to say, he'll take you to the side and, you know, tell you what he expects and what should have been done in that situation.
You think he's not looking at stuff, but he really understands what's going on all the time, and it's just pretty incredible, the eyes that he has everywhere.
He'll keep track of you without saying anything. He'll make sure you're getting your work in without letting you know. And I believe he rides a good line between overcoaching and not coaching.
He lets us, you know, be a player. He doesn't micromanage, and he really lets us do what we need to do.
When it's time to work hard, he really stresses about getting stuff done, but when it's time to stay loose, you know, he's joking with all of us, and, you know, he throws BP for us, you know, he shows guys how to take ground balls and throw.
Coach Roberts has his unique style, including his favorite phrases and calling everyone by a nickname.
He calls me Junior a lot since I've been around for so long.
I'm from Baltimore, and at our first meeting last year, he told me he wanted me to be Ray Lewis of the infield, and he just basically called me Ray the entire year.
We used to have a couple of umpires that were in our league that we haven't had in a while. One of his favorite sayings was, "If that was a strike, I can fly jets." That was great. I love that.
He gives us the gray speech a lot. Since I've been here 5 years, I've heard that a dozen times. You know, there's no gray areas, just black and white. It's always a good one to hear.
The black and white numbers show that Joe Roberts, who retired after this season, leaves Armstrong Atlantic having won 1,322 games over his 34-year head coaching career. In every year, his teams finished with a winning record, and he finishes with a .674 winning percentage. 14 times he led the Pirates to the NCAA tournament, and 3 times to the Division II World Series. He was elected into the American Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame in January of this year, and Coach Joe Roberts goes into our record book as the most humble all-time winningest NCAA coach.
My career or my life is not fulfilled from going to the Hall of Fame this year or having this most wins thing. It's kind of an Armstrong thing. I'm no GOAT. I'm not the greatest of all time. I'm no better a coach at whatever number I am today than I was 100 or 200 ago. I'm a better coach than I was then, but I'm not. It's just a number.
Well, Coach Roberts, it's not the number we salute today. It's the man. You've meant a lot to the game. You've meant a lot to Armstrong Atlantic. And you've meant a lot to the NCAA. Congratulations and enjoy your retirement. Thanks for watching NCAA on Campus.